Aston Martin is full of ambition these days. The sheet hasn't even been pulled off of the Aston Martin Valkyrie. That's the AMRB 001, developed by and Red Bull, for those of you that have been sleeping for the last week. And the brand is already planning yet another supercar that could launch as early as 2021, if M plays its cards right. That's the word from Autocar, anyway. This new supercar would be a heat-seeking missile aimed at models like the McLaren 720S, and Ferrari's 488 GTB, among others. Of course, we'll see the Valkyrie make its long-awaited debut long before that happens, which, as a matter of fact, was a necessity in planning this next supercar thanks to the new technology developed by both AM and Red Bull. Apparently, the new supercar will be built in Emsgaden plant alongside the new DB11, the Aston Martin Vantage, and the Vanquish, the latter of which is slated to encroach the front-engined supercar segment next year. Little is known about this next supercar, but it should be more mainstream, if there's such a thing as a mainstream supercar. It will be mid-engined, and it will follow the same basic structure of the Valkyrie, a move that means there will be a huge focus on aerodynamics under the car. If current reports are to be believed, development of this new car will be headed by Max Schwei, Ferrari's ex-chief technical officer, and design will be handled by design chief Marek Reichmann. Autocar also claims that Adrian Newey could very well have involvement in this new supercar as well, which is really big news. So, now we know a new supercar to tackle McLaren and Ferrari is, indeed, on the way. But, there's even more. The DBX SUV, which is to be built in St Athan, Wales, should show up before the turn of the decade, and there are two Lagonda models planned with a saloon coming first, by 2020, and an SUV to follow a couple of years later. Add in the DB11, the Vantage, soon to be replaced, the Vanquish, and this upcoming supercar, and that will make a lineup of 7 vehicles from one of the world's finest automakers. On top of that, AM is playing it smart because these models will all have a 7-year life cycle, which are staggered a year apart from each other. The move will allow Aston to manage its lineup and adjust to market demands better. As a side note, the Valkyrie isn't included as one of these 7 models, since it's a limited run/special edition, so just consider that an added bonus.